We're going to go back to Durban, of course, where ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is leading by-election campaigns in Hammersdale township, that's west of Durban. And for more, we're joined and we're crossing, in fact, to our reporter there, as always, Ayanda Mhlongo. Very good afternoon to you, Ayanda. Of course, we saw the president addressing quite a large number of ANC supporters this afternoon in Hammersdale. Let's talk to what's, what he's been busy with throughout the day. As earlier mentioned, we know that he did start at the Durban harbour, and of course there were protests at that time. A lot of talk around whether or not there's privatisation of the ports, but of course we heard the president saying that this is not something that is going to happen. There's nothing that's going to happen with Transnet. But also let's talk more to what the president said. I do know he did speak in Zulu, or attempt to speak in Zulu this afternoon. So perhaps for our viewers who didn't get much of that, if you can just let us know what exactly it was that the president did talk about this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks very much, Flo. And as you said, the president had quite a jammed program starting this morning on that oversight visit at the Durban harbour, and then making his way here to Hammersdale. Of course, here in Hammersdale, he was leading the party's campaign ahead of the April 21st by-elections. This is one of 6 wards that are going to be contested on the 24th. And in fact, here, if you look at the numbers here in Hammersdale, it's got the highest number of registered voters with over 18,000 voters. Slight change to his program, Flo. When we spoke earlier on, we had indicated that he was going to conduct a door-to-door. In fact, the homes that initially he was going to visit had been identified. He was going to go in and meet the members of those families and interact with them and hear from them what the issues are in this particular community. But of course, you spoke about the numbers of people that had turned out here today, and it seems that they were concerned that there were far too many people that had gathered, and then they had to cancel that door-to-door, and him walking through the main streets here in Hammersdale to the sports grounds where we are and addressing the members of the community. Of course, taking them through his visit and how he started off at the harbour and the importance of the Durban port for the economy of the province, for the economy of South Africa, but mostly, Flo, encouraging people, understanding, of course, that this has been a difficult past year and this year with COVID-19 and its impact on the economy, but encouraging and ensuring the community here that the government was doing everything it can do to ensure that the economy continues to grow. And I think that was quite important, because a lot of people who are here are unemployed, and some of them, in fact, that we were speaking to earlier on were saying that one of the issues that they want to raise with the president is how many have lost their jobs during the COVID-19 pandemic, and that they wanted to plead with the president to ensure that jobs are created. So, of course, the president taking them through in terms of where we stand with the economy, also then going forth again speaking about the vaccines and the current issue, particularly relating to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which has been suspended by the South African government, but what the government is doing, and that despite the hiccups there, that the government was on track to ensure that there are going to be vaccines, and the rollout is going to continue. Also, of course, the flow that many people who are here, insofar as the ANC are concerned, were eager to find out what he had to say about the current state of the ANC. Starting off with the by-election, he said he's very pleased to see the numbers of people that are out here, and that he's confident that the ANC, this is an ANC stronghold, and that he's confident that the ANC was going to come out victorious at next week's by-election. Again, he was saying that, this is not the only area which will be going for the by-elections, and he's confident that in the other 6 areas that the ANC was going to fare well there. Also touched on the branches, as we know that the ANC is now preparing for the regional conferences. When here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Flo. And so the BGMs, or the branch general meetings, where the elections at a branch level have started as the branches prepare not only for the elections, but also are preparing for the all-important election of the regional leadership in the various regions, and particularly, of course, here in eThekwini, being the largest region in eThekwini, there is going to be a lot of focus that is going to be in this region, Flo.
All right, let's talk to the various roles that are being played by the ANC leadership within KwaZulu-Natal, particularly, in fact, where you are. And I mean, at this point, we're obviously then talking about the different wards, and very important the fact that you say that 18,000 voters are registered, and this, of course, Hammersdale being one of the 6 wards and one of the major ones. Let's talk about. I mean, we saw Premier Sithe Zikalala accompanying the president then this afternoon, but also just in total, in terms of, if you can let us into the kind of leadership that is supporting the president on his trip as he makes, well, I know you said that there is a slight change to the program, but as he does do this campaign in KZN, in Durban.
Sure, Prince.
Well, Flo, as you know, that the ANC, particularly in KZN, has had a number of challenges in terms of the factions and those that have been supporting the various factions. But surprisingly, here today, we saw leaders of the ANC come together. If you look at the Constant Station here in the eThekwini region, for example, we know that Zandile Gumede is being tipped as she wants to contest the position of chairperson here in the province, and she was alongside her was also Tabani Nyawos, who was also here today, and we understand that they're going to be going head to head for that position of the chairperson of the ANC. We also had NEC members of the ANC who are deployed here. Mam Nokawe Mafa was here, Mam Mildred Oliphant was also here as well, and they've been here. Obviously, they're deployed to the province and here to assist and guide the ANC in the province. But just locally, it was interesting to see the 2 groupings of the factions come out here today and support the work that is being done by the president, but come out here to support each other. We know that as well in this particular ward, when it came to the selection of the candidate who's going to be representing the ANC and standing for the position of a councillor, there was some contestation, but speaking to the members of the ANC in this particular ward, they are saying that they were able to get over their differences, and everybody is supporting and behind this candidate that they have chosen. So this could be a good sign, Flo, moving forward. Is the ANC in the province turning the tide? Again, we've been seeing a number on the other regions. There have been a number of slates as well. But as I said, very, very interesting to see the leaders and those that were opposing one another come out here and support, be a part of today's program with the president. Also importantly, of course, Flo, as that the president now is on his way to Coastlands, where he's going to be attending a special meeting of the Provincial Executive Committee of the ANC. And we understand that the top of that the agenda is going to be the state of the ANC here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. But of course, that all-important resolution, the step-aside resolution, is going to form part of the discussions. Mtumseni Ntuli, the secretary of the ANC, was saying earlier on that they were ready to submit the list to the office of the Secretary General, Ace Mkhoshulo, and this is the names of all their leaders and members who are currently being charged for a number of for various offences and crimes. You saw today Zandile Gumede, the former mayor of eThekwini, of course, she is on that list, and namely another leader, it would be the deputy chairperson of the ANC in the province, Mike Mabuyakulu. At this point, Flo, we were told a while ago that there were at least 8 leaders that were going to be on that list, and we understand, of course, now that the scope has has been widened, that certainly there are going to be more people that would be added to that list. But an all-important meeting that is taking place this afternoon, or this evening rather, the President engaging with the Provincial Executive Committee of the ANC in the province.
And interestingly, Ayanda, just before we wrap up the conversation, I've just been taking a look at some pictures that were in fact posted by the Secretary General, Ace Magashule. I'm talking about this because you raised the issue of the step-aside resolution. In fact, Ace Magashule is also in the province. He's in Nkandla. He's having some consultations with the former President, Jacob Zuma. I wonder if there's been any kind of, conversation or talk around around Ace Magashule and the fact that, he's certainly in the province, but he's there for something completely different. I wonder if there's anything that's come out of that. Is any, murmurs or talks about what's happening? I mean, it's clear those divisions that you really do talk about, but in fact what we saw today was a bit of a united front in the province, but that is something that surely needs to be spoken about.
Yeah, certainly, Flo. And when we say a united front, Flo, it was, I suppose, just here. And this is the first time that we've seen the President in a while coming to be part of the ANC's campaign ahead of the by-election. Of course, the divisions still exist in the province. And as you were saying, that it's going to be important for the ANC to ensure that it gets its branches in order moving forward to the regional conferences and, of course, to the elections. But certainly, Flo, one cannot shy away from the fact that there are divisions here in the province. But I think just in this event, it was interesting to see the leaders come together. Whether or not this is the sign of better things to come for the ANC in terms of where there were differences, leaders are coming together, one will have to wait and see. But as you were mentioning the Secretary General of the ANC, not a lot was being said about that visit. I would believe that the leaders are aware that he is in the province and he is meeting with the former president. Of course, he is on his own mission, as you know, that he would be engaging with the past presidents of the party on the issue of the step-aside resolution. Also, it'll be interesting, we were not able to get at this moment, Flo, whether or not from Nkandla he may in fact come and join the president at Coastlands Hotel, and that is a possibility that from Nkandla he may then also come through and be part of today's Provincial Executive Committee meeting. There are certain issues as well that the province still had with around the step-aside resolution, some clarity that they still needed to seek from the national leaders, and perhaps if the Secretary General does attend that meeting, he may be able to share what was the input that he received from former President Jacob Zuma as they try to assist and guide the provinces moving forward as to how they're going to implement that resolution. Flo?
Ayanda Mhlongo, great reporting as always. Thank you for that, and we'll certainly be getting more information from you as you receive it. Thank you so much. All right, that is Ayanda Mhlongo for us in Durban. She's in Hammersdale, where the President was addressing supporters of the ANC. 18,000 voters registered there. That's one of the 6 wards where the elections will be contested then on the 26th of April. We do understand that the President will be heading to Coastlands, where some talks will be happening with other ANC senior members. And of course, we were all talking about the step-aside resolution, which will certainly be quite high on that agenda. We'll certainly give you more information as and when we do receive it.